You know what's funny? I had a friend of mine, I play ice hockey with him, and he told me last week that the video that I made about Matvei Michkov of the Philadelphia Flyers caused one of his buddies to drop Mishkov in the fantasy league that they play in. And my buddy was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, one of my friends dropped him because of your video. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm really honored to have displayed that level of influence in the community. But now we're doubling down. Now we're getting into this one more time because the question is no longer, hey, is Philadelphia Flyers head coach Rick Tocchet ruining Matvei Michkov? Or is Matvei Michkov ruining Matvei Michkov? Now, you can get into an entire separate conversation on the Philadelphia Flyers and what they've been doing so far this season, and whether or not Rick Tocchet hockey is likable at this point of the year. You're taking a look at the guys who are producing points on this team. The record on Philadelphia, I mean, they've won 2 of their last 3. Pretty nice. Wins over Florida, Minnesota, tight ones too. But ultimately, Rick Tocchet hockey is very divisive amongst the media and the fans. So I want you to let me know in the comment section all your opinions. If you're a Flyers fan, you're tuning into this team, how do you feel about Rick Tocchet hockey so far? Do you think it's boring? Do you think it's impactful? Do you think it's the right way to play? Let me know in the comments all your opinions about that. But when it comes to Matvei Michkov, last time we spoke about how Mishkov was going through a little bit of a difficult time under Tocchet. Well, seems like that time has continued, because right now the guy has 1 goal in 5 games, on pace for 16 points in an 82-game season, and he's been getting less and less ice time as the games have gone on. Against the Minnesota Wild, he had 12:07, which is really interesting, because if we check it out over here, let's take a look at some of the other Philadelphia Flyers players who had ice time. You'll see that Matvei Michkov had 1 second fewer than, oh my goodness, who is that? 12:08. It's Noah Juleson, buddy. Hell yeah. Rick Tocchet going out there and playing his guys. Noah Juleson, the irresponsible body checker who will chase hits and nothing else, who actually has the same amount of points that Matvei Michkov has right now. Oh boy. Oh boy. In fact, we had ourselves a thread on Twitter talking about Matvei Michkov and how he ended up getting benched in yesterday's game against the Minnesota Wild. Here's a tweet posted by Franco65. That, my friends, is Matvei Michkov on Minnesota's goal last night. Now go ahead and defend that, and tell me he doesn't need to learn how to play hockey, and the coach should just let him do whatever he wants. The game of hockey is more than goals and assists. This is the goal that Minnesota scored in their game yesterday against the Flyers, and Matvei Michkov is all the way out there in the neutral zone. Even though the puck is at the face-off circle, you've got 5 Wild and 4 Flyers in the zone. Mishkov is all the way out there in no man's land. And then you had a reply from Jordan Hall, hey, next time you can just retweet me, who went out there and posted the same thing here. This is about 2 to 3 seconds before the Tarasenko goal last night. You can see that Mishkov is pretty far out of the zone as the Flyers don't have the puck in their own zone. You've got to think Tocchet wants more support there. He's said, though, that Mishkov has gotten better at that. Now, here's the interesting part. Jordan Hall then went out there and posted an article on NBCSportPhiladelphia.com talking about how Rick Tocchet is dealing with the Mishkov microscope early in the Flyers season. Mishkov, for various reasons, has been a hot-button topic to start the 25-26 campaign. And I wanted to go out there and dive into this piece and just take a look at what's going on. I'll leave a link in the description to this article if you want to go out there and read it yourself, but big shout out to Jordan Hall and to NBC Sports Philly for going out there and posting this. The article talks about Rick Tocchet and the amount of attention that Matvei Michkov attracts in a market like this one. After all, Tocchet is not new to the Philly sports scene. Mishkov has been propped as the Flyers' next star in the making. Good or bad, all eyes will be on number 39, and Tocchet is feeling that early in his first season as a Flyers head coach. I know he's the lightning rod for everyone around here. You've just gotta relax. Tocchet was asked about his concern level with Mishkov. The 20-year-old has gotten off to a slow start with 1 goal and no assists through 5 games. The Flyers are looking for Mishkov to play himself into form after he dealt with an ankle issue this summer, which limited some of his off-season training. The winger's minutes have been cut in the third period of 2 wins. On Saturday night, Tocchet shortened his bench to pull out a 2-1 overtime win over the Wild. Mishkov had some questionable puck decisions and a -1 rating in just 12:07 minutes. The Flyers want him to not abandon the D-zone so quickly. He has got to get himself into shape. He has got to be in team position, Tocchet said. You just can't leave the zone. It's okay, I think he's gotten better at it. But there are times when you've just got to make decisions. I thought against Minnesota, at that time for us to win the game, I went with the 9 forwards that I thought would help us do that, and we flipped the switch. It's not an indictment of him. He's been working hard, supporting the puck. So, there's that classic line. I went with the 9 guys that I thought would be able to help us win the game more. Tocchet also mentioned last week that Mishkov approached the coaches to go over film. He's been in every video session every day asking the right questions. He'll tell you, I'm in the wrong spot. He has just got to know when the time is to cheat and when not. When you don't have the puck, you can't be at center ice. Those are the rules of hockey. It's black and white for me. I know he's the lightning rod around here. Here's the quote from Coach Tocchet. He doesn't not appreciate Mishkov's offensive gifts. I'm not trying to change his whole game, but he has to support the puck. That's all, Tocchet said. You can't go away from the puck. You have to go to the puck. I know everybody wants to be a star, but we've got to be careful. There are baby steps that we have to do. We talk about everybody wants to win around here, and everybody wants to build a culture. You've got to do that first. I'm a big believer in that. Not everybody's a systems guy. You don't want robots out there, and I don't want him to be a robot, but there are also things that you have to participate on the team part. Everybody has to have somewhat of the same standard. You can't let people do what they want, then you'll lose all the time. There are growing pains with it. With young guys. And man, is this not like everything that Rick Tocchet essentially said about Elias Pettersson, but just dressed up in a few different words? Oh man, I'm getting some pretty big flashbacks to last year, eh? Ultimately, the Matvei Michkov deployment has been indicative of where Tocchet's mindset is about this player so far. And things have not really been all too great, just in general from a coaching perspective, deployment perspective, and from an on-ice performance perspective, that I think this is a story we're going to have to keep on following as the year goes on. Philly Flyers fans, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, whether or not you think this is even a talking point that's worth mentioning, but Matvei Michkov went from being a 60-point guy last year in the Tortorella to being on pace for 16 points this upcoming season, and Rick Tocchet's going out there and saying that, yeah, like, he's got to be more of a systems guy. I don't want to change him entirely, I don't want him to be a robot, but he's got to learn to play off the puck. It's not like we didn't see this coming. I said this every single freaking video we spoke about Rick Tocchet in the summer. Oh, I cannot wait to see this guy ruin Matvei Michkov. Now what is he doing? Is he doing it, though? I don't know. Or is it Mishkov himself? So, yeah, I'm not sure. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Matvei Michkov situation in Philadelphia? Is it more his fault? Is it more Tocchet's deployment and systems fault? Where do you think the fault lies? Where is the fault in our stars? Hank Green, shout out, buddy. Thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. This article will be linked in the description, so you could go out there and read it yourself if you want to have that for you. Comments help out with the algorithm, so I'd appreciate it if you got involved there. I hope you enjoyed this video. 9 and bye.